So the infusion clinic is one where we're very lucky here in Apollo Bay, where we can patients that need infusions that of the various types. So we might need an iron infusion or chemotherapy infusions or biologic infusions for various diseases. And normally patients need to be booked into a GP clinic for it, or they go to the hospital in Geelong.
We're very spoiled to have our expertise down here, and I think people need to understand that we have got it.
Oh, I'd like to say thank you for all that you've done for me, so there's no trouble for me to come in and say, spend some time with you, because I think it has extended my life by a good 9 months, I think, having the infusions here instead of having to go to Geelong, and also the kind of service you get here. I mean, I don't sit around waiting. They ring me and say, oh, the blood's in, Ray, come in, you know. And I think that's a very thoughtful sort of thing, and I think that's what happens in a smaller community.
Well, I've got ulcerative colitis of the bowel. It's where my immune system attacks the bowel, thinking there's a foreign object in there, so which made it inflame and made me bleed through the bowel to my bottom. Yeah, so and I used to go to Geelong to get it done, but that was an all-day session, drive up an hour in the chair, then drive all the way back. So it was virtually a day. And when I was asked whether I'd do the clinic here, I thought, why not? It's an hour. I don't miss out on work or anything like that. And the clinic's good because the staff's good over there.
Well, if I didn't give blood every fortnight, I wouldn't live. I have leukemia and my red blood cells keep disappearing.
I have a genetic blood disorder called spherocytosis, which I've had all my life, which makes me quite anemic. And then about 4 years ago, I just went for a normal blood test, and they picked up that I had MDS, which is, I can't remember, dysplastic syndrome. And they monitored it from Andrew Love for about, and then February 12 months ago, they said, no, you have to come in, this cancer cells are increasing in your blood. And they chose to give me a tablet form of chemotherapy, and I was meant to have 4 lots. I had 3, and the end of the 3 was July last year, cold, wet night, and they rang and said, get to the hospital ASAP in Geelong, which I refused to do. I said, I'm not asking my husband to drive in these conditions. I'll be there at 9 in the morning, which I was. And that's when I was told I had only 2 platelets. There's no recovery from that point. And the only way that I can keep going is by having infusions of platelets and blood.
Well, bowel cancer, and I had radiation. I did 27 days in a row of actually having to go across the hill to Geelong to have my radiation treatment, weekends off. Treated it like it was I would wake up in the morning and say, it's 9 o'clock, I'm going to work. And I'd get home about 5 at night. Yeah. So I sort of put myself out there as I'm going to work. That's what I'm doing. I was having the chemotherapy, and they ended up, I was supposed to take pills, but I did it for a little while and I couldn't do it. So they ended up putting a bottle on me and putting a pick line in my arm. Yeah. And just even having to go up just to have it cleaned, you know, and that was a test because I was only there for about 10 minutes. But I had to go there and get them to take the bottle off and clean it. And I said to my oncologist, I said, is it all right if we ring our hospital and see if there's someone there who can help me down here to do that rather than have to travel? So it knocked about 3 trips, you know, every fortnight off my journey. Oh, wow. So that was a tremendous thing, especially when you're feeling that sick and you can't tolerate the driving. And
I wouldn't have kept going, I don't think, so long. I just think it takes so much out of you. So I thought whether I'd still be here. I think they provide me with a lot of information if I'm worried. Like I came in today because I suddenly started getting pain, and immediately I get an answer and a response. And that's pretty good. Where else could you do that? It makes you feel that this is a good place to stay. Don't move from here. You're going to get the best of the care that we need at this time of our lives. And as it's a retirement town, that's important.